Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. And the sincere peace and salutations to all the Aki and the brothers out there pushing this word and truth and in all sincerity. It's the brother Ganar from the DC Church coming back at you with a quick video. Those will be quick, just going in the spirit and just thinking about the truth, thinking about, the men of the Lord that's coming together literally in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shah. And, just pondering on how, you'll have those examples of men taking this thing for granted. We didn't come into this thing to be cool. This thing wasn't meant to be a fad like the elders out here, say, or used to say a lot. This truth ain't no fad. This ain't something that you just coming and coming around because it's cool. Because if you look at this truth, you look at the brotherhood, it's cool. To be able to go through to major states and cities and different places and meet brothers, and be taken care of, and brothers looking out for each other. The camaraderie, the brotherhood in itself is cool, and it's something that the world will look at and say, damn, man, that's cool. But each one of the sincere brothers, like when we give the salute, and say peace and salutations to all the sincere Akim out there pushing this work and truth and sincerity. It's the sincerity of our path and our life and how it all came full circle and how we changed our lives to serve the Lord, Yahweh, and his son whom he gave his life for us, Yahweh Shah. Our lives is now in his. I got a scripture right here. This is Galatians 2:20. It says, I am crucified with Hamashiach. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. In the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of the Most High, who loved me and gave himself for me. And each one of us brothers, the sincere brothers, the brothers that's keeping in mind the point of this truth, keeping in mind and stand in the spirit, especially when you're dealing with any brother, no matter who it is remembering what you're really here for, man. And not getting caught up in the illusion of the world and how cool things may seem. You understand and you're keeping the scriptures first. You're staying spiritual in all your judgments, even if you're getting close with a brother and you're building a personal relationship with a brother. You're keeping in mind the spiritual aspect in it, and we're learning something that the world didn't necessarily teach us, and that's rebuke. Correcting the brother when they off, no matter how close you are with them. Why do you do that? Because that's what Yahweh Shah did, man. Yahweh Shah will rebuke Peter all the time. Why? Because he was grooming. He was grooming him to be the leader, to be who he is, the head apostle. And we already know who he is in the reincarnation. He was doing that ultimately because he loved them. Same thing as what the Most High Yahweh do to us. He said that he chastened whom he loved. That's not a very comfortable thing when you have to correct someone, but that's a form of love, man. Sometimes in the world you'll just let certain things slide, because that's your man's or whatever, just to speak in a worldly sense. The point is that we're not taking this thing for granted. We're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. And you will have certain guys that came into this truth and they have gotten adversity in this truth and they decided to fall out. Why? Because they wasn't truly rooted in this truth. They wasn't really ingrained spiritually in the point of this truth. As the scriptures talk about, many of men have crept in unawares is because they wasn't really let me get the scripture. This is Matthew 13:20. It says, "But he that receiveth seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and a none with joy receiveth it." And when it says a none, when it said a none, it means quickly. And with a none, with joy he received it. It's like you'll hear the word and it makes sense to you, and then you'll see the infrastructure, so to speak, which is the brothers, the camaraderie, the brotherhood. You'll see it and it'd be cool. So in a none with joy, you receive it. It sounds cool to you. So now you on the outside of the camps, you waiting to come in. And this is why it's important when you growing in the truth, when you becoming on the level, you're learning how to become a leader. You're learning how to watch things spiritually. You're going to have your personal opinions about brothers, but you always got to keep the scriptures first. The scriptures teaches you and tell you how to act, man. It's important to see certain things because you're seeing the type of seed that brothers is when you truly pay attention, man. That's why we give and sincere salute each and every time. You give you say all praises be to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You give your honors to your teachers, which is the elders and apostles up in Great Millstone. And then you say peace and salutations to all the Akim that's pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. And don't underestimate that part in all sincerity, man. You want to check out the sincerity of brothers, because a lot of people come up and think it's cool. How many people do you remember walking past the camps? Hey, Black Power, Assalamu Alaikum, whatever. They get pumped up because they see a group of so-called black men coming together, but they don't truly know what this is about. And that's still same for some people that's coming to this camp, coming to this church, coming to this thing of ours, as Apostle Gabar would say. Verse 21, it says, yet have he not root in himself, but there for a while. Right, there's no real root in him, but he's around. He do it for a while. It says, for when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. So when certain things start to happen and disagreements start to happen, and you find yourself on the opposite side of what the scriptures is talking about, and then it keep happening, now by and by you are offended, and now you're stumbling when it comes to this truth. So you're losing faith, you're losing your spirit, and your enthusiasm for the truth. You start to become late, you start to half step and not care about what brothers are saying. You're losing your spirituality when you're going through your day-to-day courses in this truth. You start getting loose at the lip. You start to rebuttal. You always got a correction. You start to feel like, nah, I'm smarter. Demons that start to overtake your mind, so as though you think that you right. This is Sirach 3:24. It says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. And that can happen very easily, man. When you in your mind a lot, when you start to talk to yourself, and when it's bad when you pick up from where you left off in your own mind, man. You're in your mind a lot, and that evil suspicion can eventually overtake you if you're not truly rooted in this truth, right? I'm gonna read that verse again. It says, yet have he not root in himself, but endure for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, Salakia, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word and become unfruitful. You know? And it says the care for this world. You know? You'll start to get things, and those things are symbolic of being thorns. It's choking you up from actually growing. You see? The cares for this world can be your job. You know, you could be a hot shot photographer, and you wanna start to forward your own business, and that becomes more important than the business of our Father Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You forget what you were here to do. Romans 12:1, it says, let me get it real quick, even though we all know it. Because really, this is super basic. These scriptures are super basic, and we all pretty much stood out there and pledged our allegiance to it. We pledged our allegiance to it. So you bound by that, man. But by and by, you were offended. Salaki, I'm lunching. This is Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High. And see, it says, by the mercies of the Most High. Don't forget that Yahweh Shai had mercy on us. Because none of us even deserved the chance to be out there with this second chance to put on the border of blue and the fringes and go out there and put on for our Lord. You know, it's by the mercies of the Most High that we've even given a chance to do that. It says that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. You know, and this is the least you can do, and you forgot that, man. You forgot the point of what you were out there doing. And the cares of this world became more important than this truth. You know, so it could be your job, it could be your woman. Just like that's why brothers always reference the movie Matrix. A spirit can hop on anything to get you off your pivot, man. To get you off your focus and your eyesight of Yahweh Shah. You know? So Satan can hop on these women and they can love you, man. They can show that they truly they got love for you. You know? Salaki, 1 second. They can show that they truly love you, but they don't have the ability to fight off the demons like we do. We got the name of the Lord, you know. So they can be doing things unknowingly, so to speak, and the whole goal is to get you off your course, man. Just like that's why you got to consider the Lord's servant Job, man. Because spiritually, that's what we all gonna have to go through. Maybe not to that magnitude, Lord's willing, you know, but it's to shape your mind and to help you prepare for when tribulation or persecution ended. He also that receiveth seed amongst the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of the world and deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. You know why? Because his desires, his fleshly desires, became more important than his truth. It says, but he that receives seed into good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also bear fruit and bring it forth, some in hundredfold, some 60, some 30. You know, and that's what you want to be. You want to be a profitable servant. You want to be a pillar, for this truth, so that more and more brothers can come and grow. Just like you did. That's why you're always supposed to reference and honor your elders, the men that taught you, the elders in your respective churches. Obviously the elders up in New York, the top elders in Great Millstone, and then obviously the apostles of Great Millstone, man. The men that sacrificed for you, and you should desire to for however long we have to be here, you should desire to be that, to follow in their example, man. To become that example, man. Great men of the Lord, man. That should be a desire, you know? But you got some Jake that take this truth for granted. But what do the scriptures say about these Jakes? Let me see. Uh, no, First John 2. It says, First John 2 and 18 says, little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that the anti-Hamashiach shall come, even that now there are many anti-Hamashiachs, whereby we know that it is the last time. Right. There's many anti-Hamashiachs. They all around here, man. And those people that had on the garments for whatever reason and they took it off, and then they are anti-Hamashiach as well. It continues on, verse 19, to say, it says, they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they that went out, that they might be made manifest, that they were not all of us. You see? Belongings here. This thing of ours is led by the Spirit. And the scriptures say man's goings are of the Lord. How can he then understand his own way? You see? The Lord is controlling everything, man. So what we're supposed to do is trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not into our own understanding. And with all our ways we will acknowledge him, and he have no respect of persons here. We're following things in the Spirit. That's why I did a quick little snippet of think spiritually, man. Urging brothers, because we all walking in this world. And as I'm thinking spiritually and I'm trying my best to walk every step in the Spirit, I can see the pull of the world, the strength of the world, and how you will see a strong man spiritually, a strong, sincere brother, what it appears to be, in the faith of Yahweh Shai. Even how the brothers would slip and not necessarily realize, including myself. You would slip up and not necessarily realize, and especially then you are spiritual. But you gotta catch yourself. That's why I urge brothers, a challenge more times. When you wake up, if you find yourself listening to music more than you listening to the videos, balance your life. Make sure it's spiritual, mostly, and fight to stay in the spirit. There's a balance in everything, but you're supposed to fight to stay in the spirit. When you're in the world, remember what the scriptures say. If it be at all possible, be at peace with all men. Learn to be discreet. Not everybody needs to know what you do. Not everybody needs to know what you're about. Be smart out here. Understand what the end is supposed to be. Understand that at the end, during the Passover, when it was time for them to come capture our Lord, that's when things started to get serious, man. You know, Jake wanted to go incognito. When Peter denied the Lord, it was a certain atmosphere and hate for the men of the Lord. It's just about walking with wisdom, walking in the spirit, and understanding what we are into and what this is about to become. You know, garments, they're foolish, man, because Esau still got something for him. Esau still got something for him because you already stood on that side of the other way you go. You see, so we should know and use those guys, mark those guys as examples of where we don't want to go. We fight to stay in the spirit, man. We fight to be warrior Yahweh Shah. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Harakakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. And a sincere peace and salutations to all the Aki and the brothers out there that's fighting, man. That's fighting to stay in the spirit, and being real with yourself, man. All right? Say shalom.